schedule, it's time for Top Plays. This is Jedediah Jones, public address announcer of your Minnesota Timberwolves. This week, we celebrate the unselfish playmakers with your State Farm Top Assist. Share the sugar, pass those plays.
It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg. Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. Tracy McGrady is out there with Harden. Then there's Kevin McHale. And it's Mashburn in at the 3 spot. And for the Rockets, we've got Johnson. He's out there with Jerry Stackhouse. And it's Lanier. At the center position. And at this point of the season, Greg, many coaches still are maneuvering their lineups, trying to find the right formula.
Yeah, especially the younger teams. There's no real established pecking order, and guys can be wildly inconsistent from night to night.
Leonard, no luck. And it's Harden with the ball for Chicago. Here's McGrady. Here's McHale. No good on that one. So Houston will take it the other way. Now Stackhouse pulls up on the wing. And the rebound goes to McHale. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball.
Violation. Jump ball.
And so it's Houston with it. Now the pass to Johnson. That one's good from the corner.
Proving once again that he can flat out do it all. Magic phenomenal at creating off the dribble. This time burning the defense with the catch and fire.
And Stackhouse kicks to Johnson. Pass to Leonard. Houston moving it around. Here's Lanier. Clock at 6. Makes it off the glass.
Watch out for Lanier. He is a monster in the painted area.
And that outstanding drive and finish brought to you by Mobile One.
And putting that pressure on the rim. That's what it's all about, threatening with that attack.
And Harden, an absolutely vicious dunker. Terrific at bouncing towards the rim, but the epic throwdown.
Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. And here's Leonard from 3. Rebound by the Bulls. Here's Mashburn. Inside, McHale. Up and in on the layup.
As we like to say, a guy like McHale is a problem. He's such an excellent scorer in the low post. During the last decade, the 2010s, Houston had loads of success. The 4th most wins in the league during that time. Unfortunately, they never got to the finals.
For the Rockets during the 2010s, Clark, all winning seasons.
Yeah, and you know, the biggest reason that Houston didn't reach the finals, in my mind, was the West was loaded. The Spurs were always a contender. OKC had a nice run. And, of course, during that time, the Warriors became dynastic.
To the paint, here's Sampson. Can't get it to fall.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Johnson, the pass to Lanier. Kevin McHale pulls it in. McHale's got 4 rebounds now tonight. McHale on the wing. Stolen by Magic. To the inside. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
I tell you what, the peripheral vision, the court awareness of Johnson, this guy always knows when one of his teammates is open.
And the basket by Harden.
I tell you what, you better watch out, fellas. He is on fire here today.
And we all know what can happen when he gets rolling. A hot start can turn into an explosive scoring night.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. Houston making a switch. Williamson's checked in. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Johnson, the pass to man. Over McHale. Another miss by Houston. Last outing for Houston, it was a loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves. McGrady. Tries again. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Magic Johnson picks one up.
One of the most ferocious scorers in the game. McGrady's length and athleticism is so difficult to contain.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Houston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Armstrong passes to Birdsong. Johnson against Red. Goes up with the stripe. Got a hand on it.
And having Eaton protecting the rim, that's about the same as building a brick wall around the basket. Just nothing gets over him. What an intimidator down low.
Martin dishes Durant, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Martin seems to have a knack for hitting guys in their spots. His vision excellent.
Pass to Johnson. Here is Armstrong, guarded by Walker.
2 minutes.
Williamson outside.
2 minutes.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
McGrady.
The explosive athleticism of Williamson is so much fun to watch. For a guy his size to move like that, incredible.
Horace Grant, he's checked in for the Bulls. Michael Redd on the wing. Pass to Eaton. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Eaton able to go straight through that interior defense to get the score, holding nothing back.
Rockets trail by 4. Armstrong passes to Johnson. He kicks it to Armstrong. Leonard with no one around. Another miss by Houston.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Inside and stolen by Williamson. Johnson for 3, sinks the three-pointer.
And Johnson, just great touch from outside. Love how quick that release is.
Up top, Walker. He's covered by Armstrong. Walker the pass to Martin. And finished off by Martin.
Well run that time by Walker. A reliable passer in pick and roll sets.
And the Rockets with possession here. It's a 3-point game. The pass to Armstrong. Leonard against Martin. Leonard kicks to Armstrong. Lets it fly from 18. And the shot is long.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And finished off by Martin.
Nice dish from Red that time. The sweet shooting lefty, showing you he's got more than just shooting in his package.
Here's Birdsong, guarded by Red. Johnson inside, working on Grant. And here's Walker. Count it, good.
And, you know, Walker is really good at muscling his way through the defense. Tough to stop on the way up.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls headed to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Bulls.
I really like how they're knifing inside with confidence, exploiting any openings they see in the defense, taking advantage.
And on top of that, they've been asserting themselves offensively, getting a good chunk of their points from inside.
They've got Stackhouse. Dragic is out there with Johnson. And it's Manning in at the 4. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Okay, time now for an injury report.
Hey, Kevin, I spoke with the head athletic trainer for the Rockets. He told me that there are strained ligaments in the elbow, but that is it. Luckily, no major structural damage. This injury could be devastating for them. This is a team that had title hopes, Kevin, and this is not what they need.
Thanks for the status report there, David. At least we now know, Greg, how he's doing.
Yeah, when you talk injury, the unknown factor is always a difficult thing to deal with.
And, you know, for him, just watching his teammates unable to contribute, that's really a helpless feeling.
It's stolen by Johnson. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Johnson with incredible athleticism and uses it to bully the defense there.
The Rockets shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Yeah, last season, around 71% of the free throws made. And you know what? That has to be a point of emphasis this year.
And, you know, whenever they get into a stretch where it looked like maybe they would turn it around at the line, they would immediately take a step back.
Kevin McHale pulls it in. McHale's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's McGrady. It's good.
Tracy
McGrady's got the lead up to 11 now for the Bulls. And the accepted wisdom is role players tend to play better at home than on the road. I've always wondered, Clark, how does that affect them more than stars?
You know, I don't know if I actually buy into that. I do think there's a comfort level when you're at home. I think it's always a little more pressurized to be the home team because you have some additional distractions. Typically, role players are a little more inconsistent overall just based on their particular positions. But that's why you don't call them stars. You call them role players.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Well, thank you very much. The Rockets are in a full rebuild, and they have a young roster which is taking its lumps. But Coach Stephen Silas says, we very rarely give up. This team has a lot of fight, character, and grit, and we are learning. Kevin, it's a long process, but it's worth doing.
Yep, no shortcuts, David, but the journey is the reward. They're building from the ground up. It's so fun to watch, and we thank you for that story. It's Harden with the drive. Unloads. Here's Sampson. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Almost impossible to keep Sampson off the boards, and even harder to prevent the putback. It's just not his size. It's his nose for the basketball along with tremendous quickness.
Johnson outside. Pass to Lanier. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
First personal foul.
Well, Greg, we're seeing high schoolers now making 6 figures to play basketball. You wouldn't have minded that in your time, would you?
I tell you what, it beats delivering the newspaper, right? It's still fresh and developing, but a lot of different opportunities are emerging. And Lanier is one of the most graceful big men to ever play this game. From his post moves to his outside shot to his defending. Everything about Lanier is fluid.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And the first one drops.
If you want to know how clever Harden is as a player, just take a look at his one-on-one game. The way he can pretty much beat any defender. Quite impressive.
Johnson, he's checked in for Houston. Michael Redd's checked in for the Bulls. Passes it to Stackhouse. From deep three-point range. Rebound by the Bulls. McHale's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. No good. Shot missing.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
And the Bulls making a change here. Walker's checked in. Here's Birdsong, guarded by Redd. Pass to Williamson. Houston moving it around. Johnson surveying the floor. Shot clock at 6. Houston needs to get a shot. Fires for 3. It's hauled in by the Bulls. McHale's got 11 rebounds in the game.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Definitely, that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
Houston making a switch here. Armstrong's checked in. The Bulls making a change here as well. Martin's checked in.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Now a timeout called by Houston. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up. Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Walker dishes to Martin. Back to Walker. Launches a three. That shot misses. The Rockets go the other way with it. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Armstrong gets the bucket.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And you know you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
And they're bringing you up close and personal on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Here's Williamson. Nice move. Leonard trying to break free. Good work defensively by Martin. The Bulls leading by 10. Swiped away. Here's Williamson. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Bulls have gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Here's McHale. It dropped for his third basket. He's missed only one shot.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his